Welcome back to This Mama Loves. I wanted to discuss my Weight Watchers progression. And I started on freestyle earlier this year. And in the beginning, I was losing weight pretty steadily. I have not lost much because there were setbacks and stuff. But initially, I lost like a pound or so throughout the weeks. And then I had some family things that came up, vacations that came up, and I just wasn't doing well with. I'll be honest, when I was on vacation, I was like, Weight Watchers, what? But I knew that going in. Um, I had expected to put on some pounds going in. So there was that. Um, However, I have found that it's been very difficult for me to get back on track. So when I started, it was freestyle. They have since this week on the 11th, I believe, they changed over to a three plan option where you have the blue plan, which was freestyle, you have the green plan, which I think you have like 100 point foods, and you have like a 30-day points, 30 points a day, and is it 42 weekly allowance points, something to that effect. And then you have the purple plan, which allows for a lot more on the 0 point food list. I think there's like over 300 0 point foods, which includes whole grains or whole wheat grains. I think whole grains and potatoes. Something I know I can't do. Plus 16 daily points. And I'm not sure if you get weekly points on that or not. So you would have to look that up. But so as far as my journey is going, I feel like I hit a wall. Um, I hover back and forth a pound or two around the same weight for the last few months. And I will be quite honest. I'm not saying that it is the Weight Watchers freestyle. It's me. During the day, I'm really good at sticking to my points. And then I'm a late night person. I am up late. A lot of times I do have trouble sleeping, so I don't go to bed at a regular time as I should, which would be, that's always healthy. But I'm up late. I'm by myself because everybody in the house is asleep, the kids, the husband. Um, and so I catch up on my shows at that time and I tend to snack. So we do have snacks in the house that are not Weight Watchers friendly, mainly for my husband and my kids. And I do dip into those. And so I find that late night is my big problem area. So coupled with I do like the idea of the freestyle program. I like that you get chicken breasts for 0 points. You get fish, I think maybe all types of fish and seafood like shrimp and stuff. You get for 0 points, and I do like that. Eggs are 0 points, but I feel like for me, I do need to track those things. And then for some whatever reason in my mind, 23 points feel like it's not enough for me. Like I always feel like I'm struggling trying to maintain within 23 points, which I dip into my weekly points a lot. So what I decided to do, and it probably was a bad idea to do it midweek, but I decided to switch to the green plan. So yesterday was my first day. Today's my second day doing the green plan. And I feel like um, I don't, well, I'm not going to say if it's working for me or not because it's only day two. So I don't want to really judge it on that. But my initial feeling is that I like the green plan. I like that I am tracking the chicken breasts and the fish and, those things. I do like that there are points. I'm putting points to that. And with the green plan, like I said, you get 30 points, a daily allotment of 30 points, 30 daily points, whatever. You get 30 points in a day. How about that? You get 30 points in a day. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I spend my points better. Yesterday I went over by a little, but that was because I felt like drinking soda. Like I drank real soda. Not I like real soda, but you know what I'm saying. Now I found that so the other day I picked up a case of Coke Zero. I tried the Coke Zero and I tried Pepsi Zero, and I find that I do not like Pepsi Zero. Even though I love Pepsi and my preference is I'm a Pepsi person over Coke. Sorry. But I find that the Coke Zero tastes closer to Coke than Pepsi Zero tastes than Pepsi Zero would taste to Pepsi, if that makes sense. So I'm going with the Coke Zero option, which is 0 points. So I do get my soda fix. And I don't taste a very heavy aftertaste, which is a big thing for me too. I'm not keen on aftertaste. So I have issues with with sugar substitutes as well. But I have found that I do like monk fruit sweetener, and I really can't remember the brand name right now. Look, Lacanta. Look, I'm looking to see if I have a sugar packet in. Sometimes I just bring extras into my computer room when I'm gonna be at my desk and I'm drinking coffee and everything. But I don't think I have an extra one right now. Lakanto, maybe, but it's monk fruit sweetener, and I do like that. Um, it did take a slight getting used to, but pretty much I'm cool with that. So, um, I don't know. It's just been a real struggle for me lately, and also I'm an emotional eater, and I've just been going through some personal things. Um, just regular, family worries and things like that. And so it's just been triggering food for me as well, which is something I do need to work on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this green plan. Now they suggest for at least 2 weeks. I might try longer and see and then reassess where I'm at. And if this green plan would be more suitable to me. I think the green plan is more like the previous smart points, um, which I don't think I did smart points before. I think before I did points plus, and before that, whatever it was called, because I've done Weight Watchers in the past years ago. Um, and I mean, I think the first time I did it was over 10 years ago. The first time I did try Weight Watchers. So, it's always changing, always evolving. And I think that's great. There's a lot of research and everything that they put into it. And, it's great that you try to fine tune things. So I don't have a problem with the plan changing. And I know people get comfortable in what they're doing. And I know some people have gone back to old Weight Watchers plans that had worked for them. And I think that's great. You got to do what works for you. I find that maybe I do need a little bit more structure, and maybe that will help, tracking more foods. Like today for lunch, I had fried fish, which I fried in avocado oil spray. So that's 0 points. And the breading I used for it for a tablespoon is 0 points. I'm sorry, not zero, but 1 point. And so my fish came up to 3 points. Um, and then I had used like a vegetable and potato mix, which came up to, I think, like 3 points plus some Country Crock Light, which was another point. So what is that? 6 points for my lunch. So I'm happy with that. I'm good with that. I also like that by the time I have breakfast, I'm still 20 something points left in a day. Whereas on the freestyle or the blue plan, by the time I have breakfast, unless it's just straight eggs, like I would try doing just eggs and like enough ham that it come up to 0 points, and then cheese that comes up to, it would come up to 0 points because I only do a sprinkle. And a serving of it is, I think, a fourth of a cup, which I think is 0 points too, or 1 point maybe. It's fat free cheddar cheese. And I just do like a light sprinkle. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's a tablespoon, you know. And then I have coffee sometimes in the mornings if I'm really feel like I'm dragging. And that coffee will give me 1 to 2 points depending upon what I put in it. And so there's that. There's, I'm trying to make the eggs and everything, but sometimes the eggs just isn't filling enough for me. So then I'll do maybe toast, which if I do one slice, it's 1 point. If I do hash browns with it, which, well, that comes up to about a point too, to try to bulk it up. But I feel like at that point, I'm like 20 points left. Whereas this morning, I really didn't have a big breakfast. I wasn't particularly hungry this morning. So I had an English muffin and I put the Country Crock Light on it and apple butter. And it's a no sugar added apple butter. So I think it's 2 tablespoons. You can get, what's one? 1 to 2 tablespoons. I can't quite remember. It's either 1 or it's 2. It's 1 point. I really think it's 2 tablespoons though. It's 1 point. There's no added sugar. It's just the straight apples and I think like apple cider and something else in there. And it's really good. And so I had and then the English muffin itself was 3 points. So I had actually, let me look at my phone. I'm going to tell you what it came up to because I think I only used a tablespoon of the apple butter. So this morning, yeah, so I had the English muffin, which is 3 points, and I had 2 teaspoons. I'm sorry. I had 2 teaspoons, but I think it's a tablespoon is a point. I think that's what it is. 1 tablespoon is a point. Let's check, actually, since I'm in the app. Yeah, 1 tablespoon is a point. You can have up to 2 tablespoons. You can have up to 2.5 tablespoons for 1 point of the apple butter that I have. It's Essenhaus apple butter and no sugar added. So I don't know that might not come up, the glare. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's the apple butter. So I had 2 teaspoons, but you can have a tablespoon for 1 point. So I didn't have much on it because I don't like a heavy amount of apple butter. And I had the Country Crock, which actually had 1/3. I had 1 teaspoon of the Country Crock for the whole English muffin. So that came up to 0 points. And the English muffin, so that's 3 points for the English muffin. And in my coffee, I did add a lot more creamer than I usually do. So my creamer was 2 points. I used a fat-free half and half. So that came up to 2 points. But, I mean, if I use my regular amount of creamer, which would have been about 1 point or so, and if I did a point of either the butter or the apple butter, I mean, at the most, that'd have been a 5-point breakfast, and I still would have had 25 points, whereas I'm having like a 3-point breakfast on freestyle, and I'm down to 20 points. And this one here for breakfast, and it only put me down to what is it? My math. Oh my God, my brain. 26 points. So I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, even if I had an egg or something, I still would have been 20 something points in. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And yeah, so like some of the 0 point foods have a point value, but like chicken breast, I don't even think chicken breast on the green plan is high in points. Like let's take a look because I can't remember what chicken breast came up to. Okay, so boneless, skinless chicken breast is which is what I usually have. Cooked, 3 ounces is 2 points. Like, come on. Uncooked, so if it's raw, boneless, skinless, 4 ounces is 2 points. And of course, you lose water content, shrinks up, gets more, whatever in the cooking process. So 2 points is not that much chicken breast. So I don't know. I just feel like I'm doing better. Like I said, for lunch, I don't know if you can see it. That glare is real. Let's see if I can move the light. I don't know. Nope. 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 And you can't even see that. For lunch, my lunch was 5 points. Uh, oh, I'm sorry. My fish wasn't even 2 points. My fish was 1 point. So I had flounder, 4 ounces, 4 ounce flounder is 1 point, and I had the Zatarain's fish fry, crispy Southern style. I used 1 tablespoon of that. Fish came out amazing. I did add a little bit more salt. I used pink Himalayan salt. I used the bird's eye shredded potatoes with broccoli and cauliflower. I did about 70 grams of that, which was, oops, telling me to get ready to get my daughter from the bus stop. It's news. Okay. So that came up to 1 point for 70 grams. I added like half a cup of string beans or green beans. I also added about a fourth of a cup of the Green Giant's cauliflower medley riced veggies. So that was 0 points as well, as was the string beans. I did add 45 grams of shredded hash browns to get more potato. I wanted more potato. So I added 45 grams of hash brown, which was a point. And I cooked that in the pan with about a tablespoon of the light country crock, which was 1 point. So that's 5 point lunch. And I mean, I still haven't had dinner yet. I've had snacks, I had 2 separate snacks, which came up to a total of 4 points. I had some pork cracklings, which it's not the best for you, but the amount I had, it was less than an ounce. It was about two-thirds of an ounce or something like that. It came out to about 3 points. And I had their Halloween mini cheese balls, which is a point. So I've had 2 snacks today. Came up to 4 points. And I still have 17 points. I feel like with freestyle, I would have been 13 points in with like 10 for the day. I don't know. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. We'll see. So, anyways, that's my update for Weight Watchers. I hope you come back soon. Bye.